You want to talk about a blockbuster NBA trade? Kyrie Irving going to the Celtics in exchange for Isaiah Thomas, Zukic, I don't even know that dude, whoever he is,
Zizic.
and an unprotected first-round pick and Jae Crowder. So got Zoe, Timmy, Isaac with me. We've got the core four here. Going to be breaking down one of the biggest trades that recent memory, I'd say. And to me, this is what makes the NBA great and arguably might be the best league in all of sports. So, like I said, Isaiah Thomas, Kyrie swapping teams, Eastern Conference rivals. Who wants to start here? We can just talk about, who won this trade. Was it Boston? Was it Cleveland? Who won it? Whoever wants to start, fire away.
Man, I definitely think that the Cavs won this trade, man. But I mean, because they were in a vulnerable situation regardless, where they were going to lose out on Kyrie and LeBron, and so now they're in a situation where they replaced Kyrie with a second team All NBA player, plus he's a top five, finished in the MVP final vote or for the MVP regular season voting. So I mean, I honestly think that they got well because they got Crowder as well to provide another backup for LeBron. But also, when LeBron takes his rest now, they have Isaiah Thomas who can run that show. And then they also got D Rose off the bench with him. And man, I really like what they did. But oh man, it's a toss up. Nobody really lost. But I mean, I just think that the Cavs, considering the situation they were in, and I still think that they should possibly think about moving LeBron because I mean he's not going to stay. He's going to leave, and you're going to miss out on him for nothing. You might as well get something for him. But I mean, if they have a better chance of winning, I guess you could say it's with Thomas. But yeah, that's my thought.
Isaac, what about you?
I mean, my initial reaction was like, this is probably the closest thing to like an equal trade you can actually have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Celtics get what, a four-time All-Star, NBA champion, 25 years old. He's just entering his prime, and he's already kind of built that foundation toward the edifice that is a Hall of Fame career. But he's off to a hot start. But they receive him. I actually think that Isaiah Thomas is actually going to be a little worse. Just in terms of because he's a little guy and he might actually revert back to the old Isaiah Thomas, not quite as efficient. But what happens is because there's not as much ball movement, what happens is he'll still get his numbers because LeBron's going to attract so much attention. But I don't think it will be in the spaces on the floor that he actually excels at the best, and with the matchups that he potentially get. We also have to keep an eye on his hip injury. He's a little bit older. But and he relies on his speed and burst, and without that, Isaiah Thomas is not Isaiah Thomas. He's Nate Robinson. But I do kind of I'm curious, kind of down the line, the domino effect of what does impact does this have on Kevin Love long term? Will he be staying there? I know LeBron's probably just gone, so I just assume that. That's kind of why I feel like Kyrie wanted to get out there preemptively anyway, just because LeBron wouldn't have stayed there in Cleveland anyway. He's gone, and Dan Gilbert is kind of already voiced that as much, but that's just kind of how I feel on things. But how do you feel, Zoe?
As far as who won or not, it's a tough call. I want to say, I think slight edge to Boston, just because I think the hip injury for Isaiah Thomas is more than is being let on.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think I saw something like a couple of days ago. It was like he's gonna get second opinion if he doesn't need surgery or not. And I know he's 27, so it's not like he's old or anything, or 28 or whatever. So he has a good years left. But if he's still talking about a hip injury now that happened months ago, obviously something's being let on. And I know, like you said, that he might be less efficient. He's more efficient than Kyrie was last year, but it was pretty much his team. So obviously he can do whatever he wants. But as far as offense, I think Cavaliers are a lot better with Isaiah Thomas if he's healthy, and with the Crowder. But overall, I think the injury might play a bigger toll than people think. So it's going to give a slight edge to Boston.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with you guys as far as, this is probably the closest thing that you could get to an even trade. And you don't see this stuff in the NFL. That's why earlier I alluded to why I think the NBA is arguably coming up to, potentially be the best league in sports, is because this is the type of stuff that fans and the media, like, this is the stuff that we love, man. Like, this stuff doesn't happen in the NFL. And the fact that you have two, Isaiah Thomas, correct me if I'm wrong, he just led the league in scoring, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure. He made second to
Russell.
Russ. Yep. All right, my bad. So he was second in the league in scoring. I want to say he was fifth in MVP voting. Most of the time when that happens, you don't get equal trade value. But the fact that they're able to land Kyrie Irving, who's, 6 inches taller than him, they already got Gordon Hayward. So, and then from a Cavs perspective, you get potentially a top 3 pick in exchange for Kyrie Irving for the future. And then you get somebody who can step in and essentially do the exact same things. Like, both of these teams got exactly what they wanted to get. And it's just, this doesn't really happen that often ever. But if I had to pick one, I got to go with the Celtics, just because I think Kyrie can lead the league in scoring next year. Like, I really do. With him being that guy in Boston, Gordon Hayward slides down to that number 2 role, where really is where he's meant to be. He's not meant to be, that guy. So you get him at that number 2 slot. You still have Al Horford. They brought in Marcus Morris at the 4. They have Jaylen Brown. They just drafted Tatum with the 3 overall pick. As far as what they want to do, I really like what Boston did, so I'd have to give them the edge. But, man, it's tough to say, oh, Boston won the trade, just because they both got incredible value as far as what they were trying to get. And you guys all mentioned it. I think LeBron's gone as well. So getting that unprotected first-round pick from New Jersey, or excuse me, Brooklyn, Jesus. Getting that unprotected first-round pick was just huge. So
it's LeBron insurance.
Exactly. I agree with that 100%. So with this trade, where are you guys at as far as the balance of power in the Eastern Conference? Is this something that, Boston kind of took the reins over? Obviously for now, LeBron's still in Cleveland for this year. Where are you guys at as far as kind of the balance of power?
I'll take it. I'll go first real quick. I think the Cavaliers got better overall, and so I'm pretty sure Cavaliers are going to win the East again, just because unless LeBron has some crazy bad season, he's still the best player overall. And with Derrick Rose addition and Crowder helping defense, and even Green they acquired a month or 2 ago, he can play defense too to help out their shortcomings in that. And they did get that $7 million money exception, I guess, so to acquire somebody new. So I honestly think the Cavaliers got a lot better, and I think they might make another move with that pick possibly, or Isaiah. So I think the Cavs will have some more work to do, but overall I think they got better.
So you'd say Cleveland still is the head honcho on the East?
No doubt.
All right.
So you can't count out the Raptors, bro. What you mean? But no, for real though. I would have to give it to the Cavs, but I will tell you, I'm very, very, very interested to see how Kyrie works in the Boston system with Hayward. That is going to be something to see, and it's a lot of positionless basketball with Tatum and them boys out there. But who won more? I would have to give it to LeBron, just because he has another body out there who can go out there and play his position like Crowder when he gets tired, and who can defend and shoot and do all the things you really need for a backup. So, give or take, I would have to give it to LeBron and the crew. And plus, LeBron can rest while Isaiah be out there running the show with them boys. So I would have to give to Cleveland.
They have LeBron, so I get it.
LeBron, of course.
Yep. Isaac, what about you?
You don't go against LeBron, especially you just don't. Just it's not even fun to even entertain, just because he'll make you look stupid at the end of the day. What was that?
Unless it's in the finals.
No, but you just don't go against LeBron. If he's not the Golden State Warriors or the San Antonio Spurs, you just don't go against LeBron. It's just
Dallas Mavericks. Dallas.
But he didn't lose to Dallas Mavericks. He lost to himself.
I agree, 100%.
But that's neither here nor there. When we're talking about next year, I think that Boston will win more games in the regular season, but they will lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's just because LeBron's getting old, so he's not going to be able to turn it up like that all the time. They're actually tweaking the schedule, to make it better and easier for people to rest and whatnot. But I think LeBron is even going to take another step backwards and let kind of Isaiah run around like a crazy person. Just because he's up there. He almost led the league in minutes last year, which is just stupid and ridiculous. But, will this be 15, boys?
Yep. 03, so 17, 14, 15. 15. Yep.
I mean, like, he can't just continue to do this every single day. So I can see him definitely taking a step back and kind of saying, you know what, Isaiah, make it happen. And kind of just letting K-Love also take more onus of the offense there, and just turn it on again come the playoffs, and we see LeBron is clearly still the best player in the world. But yeah, that's kind of just how I see the East playing out.
Andy Rose.
Yeah, I think you all made really good points. I'm gonna go against the grain here. I'm gonna say Boston took over the. I guess they were the 1 seed last year, so I can't say they took it over, but I really, really like Kyrie in Boston. Like I said earlier, I think he's going to lead the league in scoring. Hayward, Horford, they have, some young talent there. But I think as far as you look at their starting lineups, and granted, I'd say with that trade, Cleveland has more depth, but I really like what Boston has. And I kind of agree with what you're saying, Isaac, as far as, Boston's probably going to get the regular season, all that stuff totally makes sense as far as LeBron getting older and all that. But I don't know why. I really think Kyrie is about to blow up in Boston this year with having the team be his, not having to look over his shoulder, being able to be that primary ball handler. Gordon Hayward's one of the better off-the-ball players, that there is. And Timmy, you mentioned it, that they play a lot of positionless basketball under Brad Stevens. So that's something that, that's why I said I had to lean towards Boston winning the trade, just because of what they got in Kyrie and what that means to the team as far as primary ball handler, getting buckets. Even he's a little bit underrated as far as passing the ball. So I think Boston's going to get the 1 seed. I think they're going to the finals. I really do. I think they're going to be able to take Cleveland out 7 games. Brad Stevens is a much better coach than Tyronn Lue. So I think when you get into the playoffs, you really have to, look at who the coach is and what they're able to do. So, but I wanted to close on this. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to ask you just about in terms of positionless basketball. Can you think of like a Kyrie, Hayward, Brown, Tatum, and Al Horford, that kind of lineup? What are your thoughts on a lineup like that even?
Everyone can shoot. Everyone can pass. That's the future of basketball right there.
The future.
It's what's up. I like it a lot defensively too.
I don't know, man. I just think we're giving up Bradley and Crowder. The only key piece they have left that really gelled them together is Marcus Smart, who they better not get rid of.
I love Marcus Smart.
I hate him because I State, but love him as a player because he does all the dirty stuff, everything that you need. But, like, Bradley was a big loss and Crowder was a big loss. And so I just feel like I guess Brown is taking over and he's young. He's coming in. But I'm just – some of those players they gave up to get these pieces might take a – I don't know.
Oh, no, I got you. Cleveland has more depth, so I totally hear you there. But I just want to close –
It's rare to say, though. You never hear Cleveland has depth.
Right? Totally.
If, like, LeBron ain't on the court, they losing.
Pretty much.
It's still probably the case, though.
So true.
Probably. But I just wanted to close on just the optics of it and the storylines. I mean, I wanted to mention this in the beginning, but it just slipped my mind. So we've got the #1 overall pick from 2009 with the very last overall pick from 2009. They opened the season playing against one another. We've got the 2011 2011 MVP and Derrick Rose is now backing up the last pick in 2011. So there's just all these different storylines that we have going on in this trade. And it just kind of goes back to what I said earlier about how awesome the NBA is becoming with this stuff. Whereas like this is the stuff that you do in video games, man, and this is happening in real life. So what were you guys' thoughts on that? And then we'll wrap it up.
Man,
I'll go ahead and take
ahead.
the first step then on this one.
Go ahead, bro.
I mean, the second best part of the NBA offseason. It goes playoffs, and then it goes the offseason and trades. And what happens with the draft. Nobody cares about no summer league. That's the second best part, and it's the days of our lives for men and women and sports lovers. They don't like it. Gives you the drama of these relationships being torn, but aren't still hanging out every Saturday night. It's not like you're not going to have KD still throwing alley oops to Westbrook in the what am I looking? All-Star game. Here we go. And the relationships are always impacted, but we always make more of it than what it is. I mean, they ran television and podcasts on the relationship between Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant the entire season, and you don't think that they're just sitting there like laughing at everyone just going just soaking it all up.
I don't know, man. Kyrie and LeBron got pretty bad there.
Dude, Russ is with this fake wrestler thing going on. I mean, we're talking about a guy who literally only hangs out with his parents and his wife, and fashion. Like those are the only things he does. He wasn't hanging out with Kevin Durant outside that place. Like they're close, but they're not nearly as close as you guys think they are.
He hangs out with his brother too.
But off season is when we see guys in New Jerseys and we get excited about playing with different teams in 2K. It always is. It revitalizes us and gets us really, really going. And this league has never had this much talent and skill at the same time. So I cherish the off season, man.
Oh yeah. Timmy, what about you?
Man, honestly, when I first heard of this trade, I mean, because I love Kyrie. Kyrie's my dude, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I felt so bad for Isaiah Thomas. Because this man was super stoked about just even getting Hayward to come to them, and he's dancing around and stuff. And stuff, And then
loyalty.
This man gives his blood, sweat, tears, literally, in his hip to the game, the Boston Celtics, and then they turn around and trade him. Man, so when you talk about loyalty, I see people having more loyalty to the players. That's why I was trying to tell you, Zoe. I'm a fan of the players. Like, I'm a Lakers fan as a team, but I'm always been a fan of the players. And like you said, I honestly don't even – after this, like, that's why I can't blame KD for doing what he did, because they have no control of their future, especially if it's a place that you went to play for and you're putting up these big numbers. They don't want to pay you. And I just feel so bad for Zay. But I do, bro.
See, you sound like me last year.
Thing is, though, I've always said that, though, like, if a player honors his contract, he can go wherever he wants. That's why I was never mad at LeBron for leaving or Chris Bosh. I love Chris Bosh, even though he left my team, because for the whole time he was under contract, he played.
He played hard, too.
KD is a snake just because he went to the opposing team.
10-man.
And so that's why I don't like. That's why I like it, because he went against the rivals.
Oh, shut up.
He willingly went. That's my only qualm about that. Other than that, I have no problem that he left. If you'd have went somewhere else.
But you're basically saying that, okay, if the Thunder had lost to the Spurs, then it would have been fine for KD to go to the Warriors. Like it wouldn't. He would have got.
No, I'm saying no. I'm saying I'm mad because he went to the defending champions and a record-breaking team and tried to say, I won a championship with this team.
And choked it away with them the year.
Well, he did, and he was the MVP.
And not only that, was talking and negotiating, plans with Draymond Green throughout the season.
But we're getting off topic here. Just saying, I'm excited for Game 1. I got Cavs winning that game big time, though.
Nice.
Even if Isaiah Thomas doesn't play.
Ooh, all right.
LeBron first game.
The old hit might not be healed, so.
Yeah, I got Rose playing well.
All right. Well, you guys let us know, who do you guys got winning Game 1, opener of the season? So let us know. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll check you guys next time.